Last week I did a video on 5 things I hate about my STi, and honestly, I felt bad even talking about my STi like that. So this week I thought I'd do 10 things I love about my STi. So let's just get the first one out of the way. The rumble. Dear God. I had a 2018 WRX and was pretty happy with the car. I then traded it in for a 2019 STi. When I brought it home, it had 9 miles on the car. After 1,500 miles, I replaced the catback system with remark exhaust, which deletes the resonator and the mufflers. And boy oh boy did the car open up. It was at that point that I understood the obsession with the STi. You can hear it through your headphones, but it's nothing like hearing it in person. The first time you drive it, it actually feels a little weird. Your senses are just abused. The next day, your senses have become accustomed to the sound and want more. You start thinking about custom making unequal headers for other vehicles that you own. It's difficult to even put into words. You'll just have to drive one if you haven't already. Number 2, the handling. You can hear all kinds of terms being thrown out at you, like 3 limited slip differentials, but you won't have the true appreciation for the handling until you drive the car for quite some time. You push the car to what you think is the limit, and then tomorrow you go through the same corner and you realize that you just went through it faster, and you beat your record the next day and every day after that. Unless you're a professional driver or just completely insane, it's gonna be difficult to reach the STi's full handling potential. When I first transitioned from the WRX to the STi, it felt like the WRX was actually faster through the curves. It was because of the electronic steering. It just felt easier. The STi doesn't have electronic steering so that you can have better feedback. Once you learn to trust your car, it handles like nothing else I've driven. And at this price range, it is amazing. Number 3 goes hand in hand with number 2, all-wheel drive capabilities. A few years ago, Snowmageddon happened in Atlanta. Can you believe that it was in 2014? I honestly thought it was in 2017. I can't even remember the car I was driving in 2014. Oh no, that's right. It was the BMW 550i. No wonder. I have made it a mission to erase those memories from my brain. Besides that point, I remember telling myself that I was going to get an all-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive vehicle when the only vehicles that I saw zipping up and down the street were the Jeeps. So I traded my 550i for a C6 Corvette. I know, logic. But I had to get the Corvette out of my system. We had another small apocalyptic kind of snow scare, and I decided to get a Subaru. I wanted the previous generation hatch, but every dealership that I went to said the exact same thing. We literally just sold out. So finally I went to one and said, okay, it's gone, fine. Do you have this Rubicon in stock? I got the Jeep, and it was actually a pretty fun vehicle up until it became a maintenance nightmare. In 2018, I switched to a new WRX and was extremely happy knowing that I had all-wheel drive capabilities. We had some snow come in, and I drove around feeling happy and just laughing at people who couldn't go anywhere yelling, all-wheel drive, baby, as I passed anyone and everyone that was within earshot. In 2019, I traded the WRX for the STi. All-wheel drive was definitely on my small list of features that I looked for when buying a new vehicle. I can't wait for the next snowstorm so that I can take it out and yell at people stranded on the side of the road again. Number 4. The wing. I don't care how old you are, when you see the STi wing, your body just involuntarily shivers in excitement. You wipe the drool from your mouth and you do what we all do. Take a selfie with it and post it to Instagram and say, who needs friends when you got a wing? For those of you that don't have an STi, I was like you once, more mature in my head, casually browsing STIs online and thinking, I'm an adult, I should get the STi with the wing delete. It's still an STi. Then you come to the dealership and you see it. That one, I want that one. But sir, the one you want to see is over here. No, it's not. It's that one right there. The one with the wing. There's a reason you didn't bring your wife with you. You didn't want to embarrass her with your immaturity. You buy the car and you run around it like a little kid who just shrieks of joy coming out of you involuntarily, and you just don't even care. You get inside and you see the wing in the rearview mirror. You smile and you tell yourself you made the right choice. Number 5, the manual transmission. There's one brand that understands us and wanted to keep the STi out of the reach of anyone other than a pure enthusiast. I could honestly make an entire video out of just this, and I did, so check it out so that I don't have to repeat myself. Number 6, it has 4 doors. I already own 2 coupes, the C5 and the C6 Corvette, and I love that they're coupes, or hatchbacks if you want to get technical. I love that they're 2-seaters, I guess I should say. The only thing that I don't love about them is when I'm driving off and my son is looking at me as I'm leaving him standing in the garage. Besides the car being manual and all-wheel drive, the sedan is my only other requirement. I want my son to be able to enjoy the thrill with me. So guess what his favorite car is right now? It's the Evo. That punk. I'm just kidding. It's the STi, of course. Number 7. Built for a roof rack. I couldn't believe my eyes when Subaru released the WRX in 2015 and it didn't have the mounting holes for a roof rack. They continued this craziness up until 2017. How are you going to market yourself as a brand that can go anywhere and not have roof rack mounting holes? I didn't have to worry about that, but I know a bunch of people that were just pissed. I think that if it didn't have the mounting holes, I'd probably would have to just drill some myself instead of going with the universal setup. Number 8, adaptive headlights. I never thought that headlights would make a list of things that I love, but here they are. I've had other vehicles that have adaptive headlights and they're just so smooth that you don't even notice them. Not with the STi. These things turn so violently that the only thing that's missing is someone screaming judo chop every time that they turn. That and getting rid of the chrome makes the headlights just look awesome. The sea light is a given, of course, not even necessary to mention how much attitude it adds to the car. Number 9, the brakes. Wow, who could have thought that brakes could add that much personality to a vehicle? I don't think there's been a day that I haven't walked by my car and thought, good God, those brakes are massive. It's also ruined my perception of other cars. Every time I look at an exotic car, I think, honestly, could they have just not added a couple more inches to those brakes? I know, weight savings, but who cares? It's also gonna break my wallet. I didn't even think about getting bigger brakes for my other cars before, and now I can't stop thinking about it. Finally, number 10, the community. I've been fortunate enough to be part of a few communities. I have 2 different Corvettes and had the Jeep, and everyone has a wave. It's funny when I catch myself driving a Corvette and waving to Subaru owners. I also completely understand when someone who's not in a Subaru waves to me and I'm driving the STi. I smile, wave back, and think, that guy has an STi, but he forgot which car he's in. Been there. But the WRX and the STi community is a lot more passionate than any other community. It's a dream car for kids, and I can't tell you how many times I've been stopped so that the person can tell me how that's their dream car. It's only happened once in the Corvette, for example. You also have that enthusiast crowd, hence no automatic transmission. People are there to help. Each time I see a WRX owner stopped on the side of the road, I think, I should stop by and see if there's anything that I can do. You feel the pain even though it's not happening to you. Luckily, they've already had someone stop and helping them. My friend had another random Subaru owner drive him all the way home so that he could get his tools and drive him back to the car so he can fix it. Online communities are one thing, but you don't get that level of community with other car brands.